You talk about how you got that reaction when you went on Fresh and Fit, and that at that time you didn't know anything about the Manosphere or whatever. You were just this sort of lone content creator. You didn't realize that there was like this whole other world developing of different channels. How do you see where you fit into that?
Well, like I told them, because I did a video like discussing my experience with them after the first time and their audience. I'm like, look, honestly, I'm the archetype of which I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think it's silly to for me. I don't have any interest in just sitting around talking about girls, right? So, but I get girls. I've gotten girls when I didn't have money. I understood my position as well. Like I was telling my homegirl out here, Carla, like back in the day, when I was young, I had no money. I was banging bad chicks, but that was it. I couldn't afford to take them on dates. I knew that shit, so I didn't even try to have a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I understood that when as you level up and boss up, you like, because a real flex is having your woman be a dime, like not just you fuck the dime. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Maintain that shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I always understood that. You know what I'm saying? And I also grew up in the Nation of Islam, and my spiritual father, Mr. Farrakhan, said that he was giving a speech to young men. I never forget this shit because it hit me right in my fucking spine. He was like, "You do not have the." I'm paraphrasing, but he said, "You do not get the right to enjoy the pleasures of a woman's breast if you can't take care of her." I was like, "Fuck, he's right." Cause he's breaking it down like, what are you providing? You know what I'm saying? And in this world, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Men are not loved unconditionally, and we
Right.
shouldn't be, because we'd be soft everywhere.
We have to
weak.
become something before
We have to
get
become
that,
something.
before we get treated that way. Whereas the woman, just off of
I'm fine
being
with
young
that.
and attractive, they get to be the
Yeah,
prize off
I'm
rip.
fine with that. So where I fit, I told him, I said, look, I'm what y'all want to be. It sounded cocky, but I'm like, it's true. And then as time went on, I would make more appearances. I would understand their perspective a little bit more, but they would see my life more too, like their audience. Like Fresh and Fit are my homies. Like I like those guys, right?
Right.
And I understand what they're doing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? However, I just didn't understand that there was such a vast group of men that never got girls. You know what I'm saying? So what they're doing is necessary because they're Jesus to a lot of motherfuckers. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I just didn't relate to those people that needed that.
But people will, like, their fans will listen to them talk about how to get girls because they look at those dudes and they realize that these are dudes who maybe in another timeline would not have gotten girls. But somebody like Myron, like, grew up in this like conservative ass Muslim environment and stuff, and created this big ass fucking empire, and decided that he wanted to get girls and he wanted to be in shape, etc. And he just kind of like created this lifestyle for himself. Whereas I think that they look at you and maybe to an extent me, and they think, oh, these just seem like confident, cool dudes who would be able to fucking get pussy no matter what, because they just would be able to automatically have that rapport with girls. They look at Fresh and they're like, this guy's getting pussy. He had to figure some shit out to get himself into this position, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And listen, you're right. But that's the plight of every man, you know what I'm saying, to an extent, because regardless of how people viewed you, I'm sure you had your phases where you didn't feel comfortable approaching
Hell
girls.
no. I had times
saying?
where I was in the bar frozen. I wanted to talk to all these hot chicks, and I just didn't have that fucking confidence at times in my life. Where I at times when you go through a breakup and it's hard for you to get your swagger back of like really being able to be free and talking to women or whatever, or being able to break that ice. I mean, that's why there's such an audience for this Manosphere shit, is because
you figured it out though. You figured out a thing.
going up to a girl in a public place and starting a conversation is one of the most anxiety-ridden tasks that a guy will ever have to do. Some of the craziest, like, adrenaline moments, honestly, in my life are when I cold approached a girl in like a bar or a coffee spot.
What would you say? What would you say? Hey,
I remember one time there was a girl.
You like latte?
There was a girl that I had exchanged glances with a couple of times in the coffee shop, but she's with her mom. She's sitting with her mom, right? And I just decided in my head, I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing this. So as I'm walking out, I just
watch it. Her mom's right there.
I slide right up to the table and I just introduce her to myself, introduce herself to the mom, and I just say, I was wondering if I could get your phone number, if I could take you out sometime. And you see the mom immediately just like gushing, like she's loving it, you know? She doesn't get this attention from dudes anymore. So the fact that I had the balls to do it, and that then I was raw dogging her 2 days later on my couch was just like, God, the best fucking feeling.
Condoms are for the weak.
You're creating pussy out of thin air in that situation because there's no reason why I had to make communication with this girl.
Here's the thing.
She's from a totally different world. She was going to some Christian university, whatever. That's such a good feeling.
Here's the thing. There's a phrase that's so accurate. Fortune rewards the bold. You feel me? Just do it. I mean, just do it, Nike. Just do it. They're right. Just do it. Just do it. If they say no, fuck it, next time. Now, there's people that play the numbers game. I don't like that shit. My ego, I don't like that kind of bruising. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm just not, it's not that important to me. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe, like, if I see somebody that I'm attracted to, the vibe gotta be perfect for me to go up to them and say something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would do shit like that. I remember I was a trainer, not making much money at all. I live in downtown Long Beach. It was this bad chick that I would see at the gym, but I happened to see her at the restaurant, and I'm out with, no, I was there. I was gonna meet a girl, but I went there to get a drink, and I liked her. So I ordered a bottle of wine for the table, because wine is cheap, even in the restaurant, but it looks like a grand gesture, you know what I'm saying? And it's a nice thing to do. So I told the waiter, I said, don't tell her it was me. She's gonna figure it out, you know what I'm saying? Because we caught eyes or whatever, but I didn't want to just go say nothing. And I usually don't just go up to girls. So I sent the bottle, dipped out. So at the gym that next week, she was like, hey, come here. Did you send that bottle? I was like, what bottle? I played stupid, but I played stupid, but it's obvious that I'm playing stupid. You know what I'm saying? And that shit worked out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not that guy like, hey, what's up? I just don't want to bother nobody. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm gonna find a way to make we connect. I don't like stepping up to girls around people either. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna, I feel like it'll decrease my chances because she wants to have a certain perception of her. You know what I'm saying?
There's a thing in the manosphere or whatever. There's a way that they look down upon guys who are in relationships, and it just seems kind of bizarre to me and there's also this obsession with like girls having mileage on them, you know. And it's like when you look at the most successful people in our field, whether it's hip hop or entertainment, whatever, it's like the vast majority of them end up in a relationship. And yeah, some of them are cheating, and some of them have open relationships and shit like that. But at the end of the day, it's the most human thing on earth to want to have your queen and build something together, right? Yeah. And I mean, when you like, dudes will talk about a girl just because she's slept with somebody that they know as if she's completely done, like she's off the fucking sexual marketplace. And the example,
I think that term is a weird term, sexual marketplace.
Right. Well, I mean, just the way of describing the incentives and stuff.
It came down from Kevin Samuels.
Right. But just the fact that, like, you look at Travis Scott. This is a guy who's got his pick of realistically probably every woman on earth if he wanted to be in a relationship with him. And he's with, realistically, one of the richest, most famous girls on earth. And he knows a variety of different people who've slept with her at some point before them. It's been rumored, even like his peers like Drake, etc.
Who cares?
He's over it. He doesn't care. He's put 2 babies in her. He's publicly aligned with her. And then you sort of see like a lot of these Fresh and Fit fans who, if that was their friend who was dating some dope chick that had already slept with a bunch of their homies, to them that seems like a mortal sin, and I don't really understand that mentality.
All right, people, we just hit 300,000 subscribers. You know we're trying to hit 400,000 subscribers, so that little red button, tap it, tap in. Appreciate y'all.